again, this is Bill Wynn from Auvoria Prime. I'm the COO for the company, and I wanted to get a hold of Jaak Kuld from Estonia because Jaak has shown some pretty crazy results using the software from Auvoria Prime, and he's been with us for a while. I'm going to find out just how long he's been with us, but I wanted to get him on here today because he, like a number of others, are doing amazing things with the software, and we want to get the word out that Auvoria Prime software, whether it's GearBox, Flash, Kratos, it works. There are secrets to making sure it works properly, and I'm hoping that we can learn something from Jaak here today. Jaak, thanks for being with us, and thanks for taking some time out of your busy schedule.
Anytime, Bill.
All right, excellent. So one of the first questions I wanted to ask was, how long have you been with Auvoria Prime?
I would say, not exactly from the beginning, but let's say like probably 3 years, a little over 3 years, something like that.
Okay, 3 years, that's quite a bit of time. I've interviewed a number of other people, and what we've kind of learned these things over time is that we've seen a lot of companies come and go, companies with signals, companies with EAs, companies with indicators, companies with hot air. And so after 3 years, it really, you've seen them probably come and go yourself.
Oh yeah, it's been a wild ride.
Yeah, you can say that again. Trading is tough. Trading really is tough. And I'm hoping that people understand that I believe Auvoria Prime has something that you can pretty much rely on at this point.
Yeah, I mean, when I first started with AP, it came to from my memory that actually my first experiences with trading were in 2006, 2007, something like that. So just before the last recession. And it was a friend of mine. He actually was also at a trading desk in a bank in Estonia. He was like an assistant or something. And he wanted to show me how MetaTrader 4 works. And we were doing Excel sheets, risk management, all that stuff. But he actually ended up going to jail, and his life is a mess. But he was like, I looked up to him, and because he was able to double his account in a couple of months. But by now I understand that his risk management was basically no risk management. He was just, I would say, more like gambling, because he could win big, but then he lost everything again and again and again. So I believe this is the case for most traders when they first start out. And it's especially bad if you win big in the beginning, because then you get really cocky and then you will lose your money. And I've talked to so many different people who are in the trading scene, who are doing manual trading, and everybody has their war stories. So every manual trader has lost an account or two or even more in their time.
Yeah, I myself have lost one account entirely, and I've taken some pretty good hits on other accounts, and what my problem has been is not trusting the software, to be honest. Every time that I've closed out trades, whether it was a 10% loss, or I think my biggest loss outside of 100% was 25%. And what's amazing is I think within the next 3 or 4 days, I was using Kratos, and in the next 3 or 4 days, the market swung. I would have been out of drawdown, I would have made money. And so now, even though I'm tempted from time to time to take a loss, I just remember, trust the software.
Yeah.
And, as long as you start it with proper risk management, it seems to work out fine.
Yeah, it's... I mean, when we still had ARO and red light, green light, and we had these manual trading sessions, I actually tried manual trading for a couple of months, but then I realized that now I'm getting gray hair really fast with manual trading, so I'd rather stick to software, because it just kind of consumes your whole day, and it consumes your whole focus when you start manual trading. So what I always tell people is that, okay, if you really want to become a manual trader, a profitable one, you have to have the mental strength of an Olympian medal winner, because this is what it takes. It's not as simple as it might seem, because you will lose money, and of course it will take years of practice and study, full-time practice and study, to be to be profitable as a manual trader. So I like to be easy.
Yeah, no,
In
100%.
money terms, yeah. I choose my battles, and I don't want to have battles with my income.
Yeah, I hear you there. So, so over the last 3 years, you've seen the good, bad, the ugly. Some of the people within Auvoria Prime, some of the losses that have sustained in Auvoria Prime. You've seen other companies come and go, Ponzi schemes, some of the things that we had said. But you're here. You're here 3 years later. You're here in Auvoria Prime. I know you're making good money with the software. In particular, it's what caught my attention. And I know that Auvoria Prime has also asked you to be an educator and part of beta test because you're very detail oriented. You have a lot of ideas, and I think one thing that struck people in particular was your honesty. And so now, 3 years later, I want to ask. I'm sure you've been tempted to go someplace else, find other software. What are the real high points of Auvoria Prime that have made you stick here?
Actually, to be honest, I have not really considered going anywhere else because of the people in AP. I mean, you and the whole team, your dedication, your work ethic is what has kept me here. And even though there have been situations that, make you grow a little bit of gray hair, you understand that everything gets better over time. And when Auvoria Prime started, you could say it was a startup company. And this is what happens with startup companies. Stuff happens. And the highlights, so yeah, as I said, work ethic and being transparent and aiming for the long run, because there's so many other companies out there who are, I don't know, providing signals, providing 100% hands-free trading or whatever. And whenever I get these presentations or somebody sends me a link like, what do you think of this? And would you like to join me? It's like I just take a short look at the web page, and there's so many red flags everywhere. It's like, no, I'm not going to waste my time on it. And I would, be cautious for that person also to think twice before putting money into something like that.
Well, I really appreciate hearing that. Our team, from day one when AP started, we said we would do things the right way. Some people did things the wrong way. They're no longer here, but we have a good core team that continues to adhere to those principles, and that's what we're going to do. So appreciate you recognizing that. It does mean a lot to us. It's a lot easier to go start a Ponzi scheme and scam a bunch of people and make millions of dollars, but that's not an option for us that believe in the AP vision.
Yeah, I mean, people are emotional creatures, and if you start hyping the heck out of something, you will get customers, but that's not it's not sustainable. So this is something that I really enjoy with AP, as you said, just in a call we had, in a private call, that AP will never become a hype hub, let's put it that way.
Yeah, we much prefer the perspective of an enterprise company.
Yep.
That has a good that also has a good affiliate program for people that want to share and guide others to some financial freedom as a result of financial markets.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, that's great. Thanks so much for that. So I know a lot of people, they come to the Auvoria Prime website and they see Flash and GearBox, Kratos X, and the newest edition Raidar, of course, Signals as well. And so I want to ask you, what is your favorite software? I'm sure you've used different ones, but I want to know, and I'm sure other people want to know, what is your favorite software and why?
First of all, I would say they're all good, and it actually depends a lot on somebody's character or their temperament type they are. For me, the best fit for me is Kratos, because it's just chugging along, very stable. I'm not looking for emotional roller coaster. So it's like I can sleep well with Kratos taking care of my accounts.
That's great. And so on your Kratos accounts, I'll ask the editing team to put your MyFX book up here on the video when they get it. What kind of results are you seeing on average monthly?
My account, if I remember correctly, on average it's making like between 3 and 4% a month.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
It's funny, I just had another interview recently, and the person was, I think they were about same percentages, and I told the same story, and people are going to hear it over and over, but I was with a neighbor of mine recently, and they got 4.5% a year on their investments. My brother-in-law gets 3% per year on his investments. I know some people get 6 to 7% a year with Vanguard, but when you say 3 to 4% a month, and then we multiply that by 12, that really means 36 to 48% a year, and that's compounding.
Yeah, I'm just looking at my account now, and it's been running since May of last year, and it's up 42% right now.
Yeah, so that's fantastic. So not even a year yet, and you're at 42%.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty phenomenal what can happen when people follow the directions. I think I'll ask you that question. What do you think? We see these accounts. I've seen accounts with 200, 300%, over a number of years, 175% recently I've seen, I think it was over 2 years. And, the question I think comes, why do some people not see the same types of results?
Of course, there's the question of timing. Then you have the question of, in terms of timing, there's two things. Timing when the account started, and also when did you add money. And then if you did add money, of course. And then the second thing is settings. What settings someone is running.
That's what I was thinking of. I was thinking to myself just earlier today that I would like to do a video on this, because I think myself, I will close out trades manually. I see profit, I close it out. And then 30 minutes later, I open up the chart and I see that it continued to go, and I could have probably made 2-3 times more on the trade.
You left money on the table.
I did. I did.
Yeah, this has happened to me also many times when I was closing trades manually. So just recently I decided I'm not gonna do it on Kratos. So I'm just letting it run, because I've been hitting my table with my fist also.
Well, I think again, it's what I said a little earlier, learning to trust the software.
Yeah.
You see that drawdown, you see some profits, you say, hey, I'd rather put that in my pocket than lose it. But then, it's kind of like bending over to pick up a quarter and $5 blows by. It's just and I understand that's definitely my personality, is I don't like to lose money. And so I make that mistake. Some people hold trades too long. I make them too short. And I appreciate you being honest there. I was also thinking, we have a problem with some people in the company where they think they can figure out better settings, or they will take larger position sizes, thinking that if 4% is good, if I double it or triple it, then I can make 8 or 12%, and then they get themselves into big drawdown. And then we find some people, they will actually try to share that with other people, unfortunately. So there's a couple problems that happen out there. It's good to just trust the default settings, small modifications, and trust the software.
In the bigger picture, I wouldn't label them as problems. I would label them as human nature.
Yeah,
sure. And it's something that you can't really do do much about, because let's say, even if, I mean, I've had people who use AP's products, and I tell them that you're running quite high risk. Are you sure you want to do this? Like, and then I even show them a couple of examples where people have lost money. It's like, you can, it just goes in one ear and comes out the other one. And I guess some people just need these lessons to realize that, okay, maybe next time I shouldn't do it. So yeah, the people who run with the default settings, they start out with the default settings, which are safe, and then just learn about the software, how is it running, how are other people doing, what settings are these other people using that have been running the accounts for a longer time. So you get an understanding of what's actually going on, and then you can of course start making informed decisions that are not based on greed or fear.
Yeah, perfect. So Kratos is your favorite software. If you have a second runner-up, what would that be?
Flash.
Flash.
Yeah.
And I know some people use Flash to trade gold or Forex, or I've seen some people even try to use it on US 30. I know the developer meant it for Forex. What do you do with Flash?
I run it only on Forex pairs.
Mm-hmm. And you're having good results there as well.
Yeah, I waited for a very, very long time before I started using Flash on a live account, because when Flash first came, I would say it was a little bit raw, and there was a timing thing also, and it kind of scared me away from Flash. And then about a year ago, these Flash accounts started popping up that were actually making money and had been making money for over a year. And I was like, okay, what's going on here? And then I started testing, and I was also looking at history of Flash and what settings these people were using, and I did some optimizations, and now finally I'm running it on a live account.
Wow, that's great. I actually started using Flash about probably 3 or 4 months ago. I did try it early on, like you're saying, and something just didn't seem right to me. I didn't have the time to really dig in, but after I saw Matt's account, who is doing an interview as well, I said, I need some of that profit.
Yeah.
When someone's got a 3-figure profit in, I don't know if it was a year or 2 years, it hardly matters at that point.
Yeah.
But
just a disclaimer, Matt has a very big cojones. So,
yeah.
yeah, making 400% in less than 2 years with a drawdown of 60%. I mean, you see, it's possible, it's doable. The account is still there and has made a lot of profit, but I don't think there are many people who are willing to, who would have a good sleep with a 60% drawdown.
Yeah, that's true. It's tough. It's really hard. And that's why so many people talk about the psychology of trading, because you really do have to, check yourself and understand more like the principles behind the algorithms, and not just freak out. And it's,
I mean, trusting the software. One key thing is do research on it.
Right.
Check out other people's results. Check out, understand the mechanics behind the EA, how it works, what are the risks involved, and what are the upsides. So you have like, how to say, bullets in your mind to shoot the doubter if it comes to it.
Yeah, perfect. No, I know too that you. So I guess I want to segue into kind of the last part of Auvoria Prime, and we'll wrap up our time together. And Auvoria Prime is technically a network marketing company. I do think we've prided ourselves on staying away from the hoopla and the smoke and mirrors that attends a lot of network marketing companies. So I know that you are an affiliate. Tell me a little bit, how do you feel about the affiliate plan and things of that nature?
So, yeah, that's MetaTrader doing stuff there. When I first started with AP, I had no thoughts regarding becoming an affiliate. it actually took me about, I don't know, half a year or 8 months, something like that, to realize that this is the perfect product for affiliate marketing, because if all other affiliate marketing companies take money out of your pocket, then this is something that potentially can put money into your customers' pockets. So it's the customer turnover should be really low if the products are great. And when I started, I didn't actually have a really good idea about the compensation plans for other network marketing companies. But now I can say that it is by far the best I have seen.
Yeah, so it's interesting you say that, that you really didn't have a whole lot of other experience. Network marketers that I've spoken to, they're amazed at we just didn't set the standard to rank up high. We even put in a lot of ranks, so people didn't have to jump from, say, $500 a month to $1,500 a month. We put stair steps in there so that people could earn more money as the sales volume grew in their organization. And someone else I interviewed recently just said, there's no hitting gotchas. A lot of rewards plans out there, you expect to rank up, you expect to, be making more money, and then all of a sudden there's a gotcha, and you realize, oh, I needed to pay attention to that or this or whatever.
Yeah, or another thing, what I've heard is that you need to be like the product user to be an affiliate, and you have to, produce revenue from your own buying, enough revenue to actually even qualify as an affiliate. And I think this is weird. It's like the company is trying to push sales because you are interested in running the business part, so you just have to buy this stuff even though you don't actually need it, maybe. And this is not a proper way of doing business for me.
Yeah, they call that garage qualifying, where you buy cases of whatever product and it just goes in the closet and you may or may not ever use it. I do like what you said. Being on the corporate side of the company, it is a two-edged sword. If people don't follow the default settings and they lose money, you lose them right away, because money is pretty important to us. But you're right, on the flip side, instead of hoping that, and I'm not knocking products, there's a lot of good products out there for weight loss and some really good products full of antioxidants or whatnot. But you're right, when times get tough, it's like, do I put bread and milk on the table or do I buy this bottle of juice? Whereas with Auvoria Prime, if you're safe enough in your settings, your account's big enough, you could buy bread and milk and have your subscription and have some money left over.
Exactly. And when somebody's also running the affiliate program, it's a good idea to use the money from your affiliate program to prop up your trading account. So it's like the two wings of the same bird.
Yeah, and I won't do it here on this call, but there are profit calculators out there, right? Where you can say, if I'm going to start with this balance, and let's say I'm going to average 4% a month, and I'm going to maybe add $100 a week or $100 a month, whatever, you can actually see where you would be at, say in 2 years or 5 years or 10 years. I know I did that with my neighbor. He thought he was making 4.5% a month on his money market. Then he realized it was a year. And then when I showed him 4% a month, I think he wanted to start with like 5,000. In 10 years, it was over $500,000.
Yeah, compounding is something that people, they know it exists. They understand the principles. But it seems to be like people don't really grasp the power of compounding, and it actually works both ways. There's positive compounding and there's negative compounding. So if you spend more than you earn, then it's negative compounding. And if you earn more than you spend, then there's a possibility to have positive compounding, especially if you invest in, I mean, it doesn't have to be EAs, it can also be NASDAQ or whatever. If you invest in something that makes you money, this is compounding working for your life, for the betterment of your life and your family.
Yeah, so true. Well, Jaak, thanks so much for taking some time. I'm sure the viewers will appreciate your insights into the software and the rewards plan and AP. Really appreciate you taking some time out here today.
Glad to be here, Bill.
Thanks so much.